Ryan Smith, the owner of the National Hockey League's newest expansion team, the Utah Hockey Club. Ryan, congratulations. I know you just had a news conference with NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman. I know Shabuzi is about to perform. Air Force pilots are going to do a flyover before the puck drop. And here you are. Can you even breathe?
No, I think we're ready. I mean, it's crazy that we've been kind of running on an unprecedented timeline, but the state's incredible. Like, people have rallied, and it's almost been everyone's mission to prove to the world that you can do something in this short time frame, and the energy is insane. Like, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Let's talk about that short time frame. It was, what, just 6 months ago that you started to put the wheels in motion and say, I want this team. Where's it going to play? I mean, it's playing at the Delta Center, where your other team that you own, the Utah Jazz, play. But I was sitting there thinking about logistics. How did you make an ice rink underneath the Delta Center in such a short time, and you had to wait to make sure that you officially had the team?
Yeah, Liz, it was April 17th when we got the phone call that said, hey, we're going to do this. And, you know, we jumped on a plane, went down to Arizona, and sat in a hotel ballroom and told 80 people basically that they've been traded to Utah. And, you know, there's really no playbook for that.
Right.
But when they showed up back here a couple days later in Utah, there was 14,000 people in the arena, people waiting around the block, ice on the ground, and it kind of fueled both the players, the organization, and the state on the art of the possible. And to be here today with new locker rooms, new training facilities, and everyone just ready to go, it's quite miraculous. But the SCG team and the community has rallied, and that's kind of what we do here.
Have you ever thought of becoming a wedding planner? I mean, you could put things together and like.
It feels like we're putting on a wedding tonight for everyone to enjoy. But that's part of sports. If you actually think about it, we're putting on a show every single night. We're a media company, and we've got talent on the ice. A lot of times you can't control the wins or losses. So in a way, it's kind of the perfect analogy.
Okay, I would go with that. Let's talk about ticket sales. I know that right off the bat, you sold, what, 8,500 full season ticket packages, full season equivalent, I guess that would be, ticket packages. Tell me what else, you know, when you talk about revenue coming in, because that is the issue. It certainly was with the Arizona Coyotes, to get people through the turnstiles and buy the merch.
Yeah, I mean, especially on a short time frame, that's not an easy task, but the team's rallied. But more than that, the community is rallied around it. And it looks like we'll be top 20 already in the NHL and revenue and sponsorships, which is pretty crazy in just a 5.5-month time frame, with a partially kind of fitted arena for hockey. Will be much more acclimated once we get, over the next couple years, all 17,000 seats in here for hockey viewing, while maintaining what is definitely the most incredible basketball arena to play in because of the steepness and the pitch of our arena. And this is going to be a loud place to play, and we're excited about that.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. The Seattle Kraken was the 32nd team to join the NHL. So you would be the 33rd, and you're already in the top 20 for what you expect to be this revenue?
We're actually still within the 32nd, because that was counting the Arizona franchise.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, that's exactly right. Like, the people have rallied. Our preseason game was packed, and you know, I think we had merch sales that were second in our history of this building, which is pretty crazy. To say people are excited is an understatement, and I think anyone tuning in on ESPN tonight is going to see that.
Mm. Ryan, you said that, listen, I am a media company. You are a tech self-made billionaire. You put together a streaming package that was pretty unusual, and I'm just interested to know how you were able to convince the NHL to allow you to do this. And it's obviously geo-fenced. Not every state near you, like Nevada can't see it, but Idaho can see it, Wyoming can see it, and Utah can see it. You know, tell me exactly how that came together.
Yeah, it started actually last year with the NBA. my background's in experience management. We started Qualtrics, which is an experience management company, and we focus on experiences. And with innovation and technology and kind of everything becoming cheaper, faster, better, the experiences are the moat you have in business that can stand the test of time. And we were not providing a great experience for people watching our games. We had 3-point-something million people in Utah, and we were showing it to 1.2. And we said, hey, regardless of the money and the financial situation, our teams are working way too hard to not have their games everywhere.
Yeah.
We want someone to be able to watch the games in 4 or 5 different ways, whether it's phone, whether they're sitting at home with a lazy boy, or they're watching on an iPad, or multiple different ways. And so that rolled out. Not only that, we rolled out to Idaho and Wyoming and the neighboring states. And so in 1 year, we went from about 1.2 million people to over 6 million people.
Oh, I see.
And so when NHL came in, in a 5-month period, the plumbing was already set to go do that. And so the same team who did the NBA, we launched SCG Plus. People can come to the games. They can stream both teams right now. And I think that goes out to about 11 million people. And so this is our future. It's digital, and we don't have one fan. We have multiple different fans who want to consume it different ways. So no matter who you are, where you are, you're going to be able to get our games.
Yeah, it feels like your tech background definitely helped you massage this and engineer it to make it work so quickly and so well. Ryan, this is the thing. You mentioned merch and how much you sold. The team name, the Utah Hockey Club, isn't necessarily the official team name. It's the name for a year, right? And there are some other names that you all are considering, whether it's the Yeti, the Venom, the Outlaws, Mammoth, Blizzard, like the Avalanche, very similar to that in Colorado. But how are you going to do this? Are you going to have fans vote?
Yeah, so we did. I mean, it's fortunate to come from a Qualtrics background because we sent it out to everyone, and we wanted everyone's feedback. And now we're just working through the literal trademarking and naming process that goes along with the NHL. There was no way that we were going to be able to, from the very beginning on that first day, everything had already been ordered and processed. We're not going to have even these kits ready for our fans
can you do
until
me a favor
November.
and just for a second stand up so our viewers can see that
for sure.
logo? Okay, there it is, Utah. Can we drop the banner for a
Utah
second?
Hockey Club. And we've noticed this with the Jazz, that we're one of the only teams that have their state across, because it is about Utah. And that was intentional. So the fans have voted, and we're going through this process now, and nothing's going to be ready till next year anyways. And so we're really trying to do it. But this is our colorway. And it's amazing as I look around and you see the baby blue and the black and the Utah, it's all kind of coming together, and there's a little bit of overlap with the Jazz, and we are truly one family at SCG. And so it's pretty cool.
Mr. Owner, Mr. Smith, can I put in a late vote? I like Mammoth. The Mammoth.
Okay.
Because
there's a lot of history. There's a lot of history in Utah with Mammoth. I think the largest woolly mammoth ever has been discovered here.
Exactly. So. I like it. So tonight, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. What is your last thought here on how your business background helped you get to this point where not only you can purchase the team, but get it up to speed and make it happen on time?
Look, I've been fortunate to operate for 22 years in tech, and that's not fun sometimes, because someone's sitting in a basement somewhere with an idea that can kind of wipe you off the face of the earth because of how fast things move. And as crazy as this is in hockey, it's a familiar speed to the world in which we operate in tech, where we're releasing all the time, we're launching, and a lot of times it's broken when you first start. And then you iterate and figure it out, and you kind of build it up over time. And this hockey club feels like a startup, and it feels super comfortable to a lot of people who have been in that environment. And that's, hopefully we've hired right where people have kind of experienced that and love that. And that's exactly what's happened. And so it's familiar for a lot of people, and it's I mean, it's hard not to root for these players and this team. I mean, going from uncertainty to where they are today, the barn will be packed tonight.
Yeah.
And it's going to be loud.
Well, listen, you've got the Golden Knights that have started off brilliantly and really have captured a huge fan base, the Kraken. So good luck to the Utah Hockey Club, a.k.a. the Mammoth.
All right. Thanks, Liz. Appreciate you.
Ryan, great to have you. Good luck. Thank you so much. Ryan Smith.
Good to see you again.